Well, good day, everybody. Hope you guys are having an amazing day. It's Biohackers Unite time. My name is Trevor Folgering, founder of Biohacked, and with me is
I'm Kelly Anderson, biohacker mom. Hope you guys have had a really great week. It's Friday, Trevor. It's Friday.
Yay, we all made it. Everyone loves Friday.
Oh my gosh. Wow. How has your week been?
It was a really great week. It was awesome. It was pretty amazing. How was yours?
It's been intense. It's been good, but it's sometimes it's like this.
Like you're riding a roller
like
coaster, like
like
this kind of bumpy things
just hold
happening?
on. Like you're in an old jalopy going really fast on a really bumpy dirt road.
So it's bumpy,
And
huh?
and like,
Okay.
your seat is not completely like attached to the chassis, and you're just like just hang on. That's
You're hanging on by the ride. You're hanging on the ride. I get it. Yeah, totally.
kind of
I've
how
had those weeks too, where it's just like insane crazy, and you're just like, "Whoa, what's going on?" And you're kind of riding the waves, kind of thing. So,
I
yeah,
think that's the life of when you have kids. I think that's just life is like, and everyone says I'm going to miss it one day, and I know that I will miss it one day. So I'm just trying to enjoy the ride.
yeah. Oh, I totally get it.
Whoa.
We have two boys at home, and they keep us crazy busy. And like yesterday, we were out with soccer until like 8:30 at nighttime, and it was nuts. So yeah, I get it. It's one of those things with kids, and then your business on top of that, and coaching clients, and everything that you're doing on top of that. It can kind of go like that. Yes, totally.
There's not a lot of downtime,
No.
that's for sure. And when the downtime comes, sometimes I just collapse, and then like 5 minutes later, it's time to get back up again.
It doesn't last for very long, right? No, that's how it works. And I'm glad that you're here, though. I'm glad that we're live. Hey, that's awesome. I had a quick thought here. I was actually been using coconut oil on my skin for the last week. Does
Yeah,
that
what do you think?
I love it. It's greait actually because I was telling everybody that I'm going to use coconut oil, and I've been using it for over a week, and I feel great. Like I don't know. I feel like I don't know, like more. I know it's oily. Like my skin's a little bit more oily. I feel.
But you feel more hydrated in your skin,
Yeah,
right?
softer.
And like my skin is so smooth, and like Olivia will say, "How do you get your skin that soft?" For a kid to ask their mom, "How do you get your skin that soft?"
Right.
And then like sunspots have just gone away.
No way. Yeah,
They're
it's awesome.
just my skin is it's like so clear.
That's
It's
sweet. Oh, that's awesome. Yeah, no, that's
Although
amazing.
it might have something to do with NRF2 as well, because I take NRF2, and NRF2 also is supposed to help with the health of your skin and anti-aging and all that stuff. So,
Right. Yeah.
and the water that I drink is, very good for hydration, and also.
Could be the combination of everything, but I really think honestly, like, we don't need to be buying lots of different like creams for our skin. I've
Yeah.
really changed my thinking around this is that we don't need a lot of creams for our skin. And,
Yeah.
you don't have to buy like there's, I don't buy a lot of these skin creams, but like there's 80, $100, $200 skin creams. And really what it all boils down to is coconut oil, right?
Yeah. I mean, it's amazing. And I think, well, if I was stranded on an island, what might I have? I'm gonna get sunburned and all out on an island. What might I have to soothe my skin that nature has created? It's coconut oil.
Coconut
And
oil.
I mean, to me, it's there for a reason.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's good for ingesting, and then it's also good for outside too. So
for
I'm
sure.
a huge fan of coconut oil, and it's the easiest, cheapest thing that you can do. So
Yeah, yeah. Me too. I mean, I always ingested it. I always ate it, but like putting it on my skin was something different. So it was nice to see the difference in just 7 days. So yeah, it's good. Well, we have a great
so
show today. We have an awesome show today
yeah,
about
yeah.
diet sodas and sodas in general.
Do you drink any sodas at all ever, Trevor?
No, I think the last time I actually drank a soda, I don't know, I can't even remember. I think probably like an actual real like soda, like Coke, probably like maybe when I was like into my teens, maybe still like 15, 16, 17, 18, somewhere in there. But I haven't had one probably over for 20 some years, probably.
The only time I will have one, and it's literally like once a year, when I go to a Georgia football game, because we would always have Coke growing up at a Georgia football game. And it's just one of those things. You got to have a Coke. And it's so wonderful. It's such a huge treat for me. And same with Olivia. I don't let her have Coke unless we go to a Georgia football game. And then I'm like, have at it.
Do you,
That's your one Coke treat for the year.
yeah. Well, I mean, again, it's just once a year, but do you mix it with any, like, is it like a rum and Coke or is it just like a straight Coke? You can't have alcohol probably in those.
Straight Coke, straight Coke. And it's wonderful. It's such a huge treat when you do it that way. When you don't drink it all the time, it's like, wow, this is amazing. I'm so glad I don't drink this all the time.
You feel the sugar come right into your bloodstream. You're like, wow, I'm like super high now on sugar.
It is. I will say, I do love Coke. And it's a Georgia product, where it's Georgia's based in, Coke is based in Georgia. So there's like all this Coke pride in Georgia, but at the same time, it's really, really bad. So
yeah,
that's what we're talking about today.
Yeah. I mean, the origins of Coke, I'm not a huge expert on that kind of stuff, but I remember like reading some of it, and like back in the day, like they actually did put like real cocaine when it was first, created.
Yeah.
I think everyone knows that, obviously, but I mean, it's kind of interesting to think about the origins and where Coke has come from, because it is a huge conglomerate, and it was created like 150 years ago. I mean, that drink was created, right? So, yeah.
Go back. I've been through the Coke Museum in Atlanta, and I don't remember.
Yes, but we're gonna talk about the parodies of Coke, or like really the destructive nature of pop or Coke or diet sodas in general. Right? We're gonna talk about.
What do you guys call it in Canada? What do you guys call it?
I would say probably like we don't call it soda. I think we just call it like pop.
Okay.
Call it soda in the States?
It's interesting because up north, I think they call it pop. We don't call it pop at all. We call it Coke. It's almost anything. Go get you a Coke, soda. We definitely say soda more, but we don't say pop at all.
Yeah. It's funny. We were just talking about this with my in-laws the other day. About there's a big franchise called Pick-a-Pop. Pick-a-Pop, I don't know if any Canadians are watching this right now, but Pick-a-Pop was something that I grew up with way back in the day. Basically, it was like a store filled with different flavors of soda or pop. And you could buy I think you could buy cases of like 6 or 12, but there was different flavors like, cherry, and there was like, I don't know, raspberry, strawberry. Like there's a lot of different exotic flavors, not just the actual like Coke or root beer, but there's lots of different flavors, and you can mix and match. So I think how it worked is like you had it was like a 6, like a carton of 6, and you can like mix and match the flavors. That's why it was called Pick-a-Pop, right? You could just pick your pop and put it in a thing. Apparently it's still around, but it basically wasn't like there was a franchise, and I don't think that exists anymore. Anyway, if any of our audiences can tell me more about that, because it was very popular when I was a little kid.
What happened was all their customers started dying.
That could be. That could very well be that their customers started dying of diseases like diabetes. Well, I know that's like really crazy to say, but kind of like segues into like why pop is so dangerous, or why soda is so dangerous, right?
So one reason why I really wanted to talk about this is because several of my clients, my personal training clients, still drink Coke, mostly Diet Coke every day. And they, it's just a really hard thing. They don't want to give up their Diet Coke. So I'm just going to go over a list of diseases and ailments if you are a regular Diet Coke drinker. These are some of the issues that can come. Studies show daily consumption of diet sodas can lead to heart disease, stroke, diabetes, metabolic syndrome, high blood pressure, weight gain, depression, risk of kidney disease, and I'm sure that there's even more. Oh, bone loss.
Osteoporosis.
Yeah, osteoporosis.
Yeah.
And so,
But Kelly, it's sugar free. There's no sugar there. Why are we getting all these diseases?
because they contain phosphoric acid, a lot of these sodas, phosphoric acid, citric acid. Maybe you can help me pronounce the BPA. I've never been able to buy bisphenol. Is it bisphenol A? Artificial dyes and flavors, high fructose corn syrup, and sodium benzoate.
Yeah,
Can you tell me what any of these things are, Trevor?
Not great for the body and really can screw up the brain and the metabolism, plus your gut, not to mention everything else in the body. But yeah, a lot of, again, chemicals added to sodas, cause a lot of disruptions in our system, right? And again, having a diet soda once in a while is not a big thing. But if you're constantly drinking diet soda every day, it's like you're like, I gotta have it. You're addicted. Your brain, your chemical reactions to that soda have changed, and you become really addicted to that. And it can be tough to break. But yeah, these ingredients, they're not even real ingredients. These are chemicals. Can change the makeup of your body.
Let me just list. This is the whole entirety of Diet Coke ingredients: carbonated water, caramel color, aspartame, potassium benzoate, phosphoric acid, natural flavor, citric acid, caffeine, and phenylalanine.
If you can't pronounce it, don't put it in your body. That's basically
those are the ingredients. Tell me what in that has any sort of nutritional value.
Well, none. I mean, obviously, right? I mean, nothing. The aspartame is really horrible for our body. It's classified as a carcinogenic too, as well. So, yeah, one of the aspartames creates a lot of toxicity and drives our body in a different direction than we really want it to go. And that's the addictive quality of aspartame as well. It changes how your brain operates. Basically, can light your brain up, I think, faster than cocaine can.
It definitely works similar to cocaine, and it has the addictive equivalent of cocaine.
Yeah.
So that's why it's so hard when my clients say, I love it, I can't give it up. I understand that. I understand why it's so hard. But it's, to me, it's become gross. Just because I know now what it does, I almost look at it as equivalent to smoking. Would you not?
Yeah, absolutely. It's got that addictive quality to it, right? Like every day at a certain time, you might want your Diet Coke, like in the morning, you may get up and have like a Diet Coke right away, right? Or coming home from work, the habits are Diet Coke with my dinner, or supper.
So I want to hear anybody who's watching, or who, if you're watching replay at all on this, please give us a hashtag replay. I want to hear, first of all, do you guys drink soda, pop, whatever you want to call it? Do you drink it regularly? And if so, what's your favorite? We're curious. We'd like to know. Okay, we've established that that these drinks are not good. And I think by now most people know that they're not good. Let's come up with some solutions for people. For one, I think just like what you just said was habit. It becomes a ritual. So what are your thoughts, Trevor, on getting out of that ritual of having that soda every day?
Yeah, that's a good question. And for a lot of people, it's tough to break that habit. I mean, they've been doing it for X amount of years. The whole thing about diet soda is that it's the marketing behind it. It is like, hey, it's okay to have a diet soda because it's 0 calories, 0 sugar, and so it's completely fine. So the messaging has been ingrained saying, hey, you can have a diet soda, it's fine, right? But we don't, like, a lot of people don't understand what happens internally when you're continually ingesting all of these chemicals. So yes, how do you change the habits? Well, first, I really do believe that it's setting higher standards for yourself. And what that means is basically getting standards to the point where you're like, I will not accept drinking Diet Coke because I know how harmful it is to my body, right? So I think for yourself, if you are struggling with this and you really want this to change, is you need to raise the standards and tell yourself, no more, I'm done with this. Like, that's it. And, we have to obviously find the alternatives, but if you can first start to, raise your standards so that you're not going to ingest Diet Coke anymore, and you know that it's harmful for you, then that's going to be one step in the right direction, right? Just like quitting smoking, right? The same sort of thing applies, right? Changing your internal self identity, right? So, for example, a lot of smokers have a tough time quitting smoking because they identify as a smoker, right?
Right.
Even non-smokers have a difficult time quitting because their self identity is around a non like just a smoker that's quit, right? But if we can change the identity or your self identity and then raise your standards, it becomes a really easy time to just ditch the Diet Coke, right?
It's
Does
so
that
interesting that you say this. Have you read Atomic Habits?
Yes. Yeah, I love that book.
So I'm actually in that book right now, and it's so crazy because just today they were talking about if you're a smoker and how if you're trying to quit smoking, if you're trying to quit drinking soda every day, don't just say I'm trying to quit smoking. Say exactly what you just said, Trevor. I'm no longer a smoker. I'm no longer a Diet Coke drinker. I now drink water. I
Yeah.
now drink healthy. That is my identity. And I think that is the psychology. It's so crazy that I read that just this morning, like 5
Reading
o'clock
your mind.
it was that exact thing. So how appropriate. Great book, by the way.
Yeah, I really recommend that book too to anybody who wants to change their life and build better habits. Atomic Habits, amazing. Yeah.
Yeah. So okay, so in order to change a habit and improve, we've got to change the psychology in our head. Another thing that you can do is try to change up the environment. Like if you're used to 1 o'clock in the afternoon at work, you start to get into a little slump. Your habit is to go to the vending machine, grab a Diet Coke, change up the environment. So instead of that, go outside, go take a walk, mix it up. And that's going to be something that's going to help,
Yeah, I agree.
recondition that.
It's yeah, it's absolutely 100%. It's reconditioning, it's pattern interrupting, right? So as human beings, we are easily, kind of hooked into patterns of behaviors, right? We kind of we're what is it called? It's like we're like creatures of habit, right? And so once we pick up habits, we just continually do them, and it's like unconscious. We don't even know why we're doing them, right? And so what we want to do, if you want to really get rid of the diet soda, is interrupt the pattern, right? So, like Kelly was saying, at 1 o'clock, if you really want to interrupt that pattern, it's as funny as it may sound, but like go to the bathroom and splash some cold water on your face. Break the pattern. Do whatever, if you have to maybe like pinch yourself or, maybe go outside and go for a quick, 2-minute like jog around the block. I don't know, whatever it is, but interrupt the pattern so that pattern doesn't keep playing in your head, right? That's the big deal. That's how you start to change habits over time, is interrupting that habit and then replacing it with obviously a healthier habit.
Another thing that's really hard is, say you have a family, you've got a husband or a wife and a few kids, and y'all have for eons, you've kept you know, cans of Coke, Diet Coke, whatever in the fridge for years and years and years. And it's just an easy go-to. Don't think anything about it. Um, that's another thing that's really hard when you're surrounded by a bunch of people who have the same habit. And that can be really challenging, especially if they don't want to change the habit with you. Any thoughts on that, Trevor?
Yeah, I agree. It's it's really challenging. You know, you got to love your family, but you got to take care of yourself, right? I mean, the thing is, when it comes to this kind of stuff with family, you got to love your family no matter what. You got, you know, that's your family, but you know, you have to make your own decisions, right? And the decision of being healthier starts with you and you only, right? You're the only one who can be in charge of your own health. So if your family has been with, you know, have been drinking Coke or Diet Coke for eons, you know, been like 20 plus years, it may feel like a ball and chain wrapped around your ankle where you just can't get free. But that's where, you know, you may have to make the absolute decision to cut off Diet Coke and no more, right? Like raise your standards, change your belief systems around Diet Coke where you know it's poison for your body. Because if you think Diet Coke is a pleasurable thing to drink, you're gonna not break the habit. But if you think it's painful and it's giving your body, you're poisoning your body by drinking it, and you know it's poison, like emotionally owning it that it is poison, you will stop that habit, right? And so getting leverage on yourself, I think, is really important. What I mean by that is, you know, changing how you think about Diet Coke, right? Instead of thinking that it's a pleasurable thing to drink a Diet Coke at 1 o'clock in the afternoon, think about it as absolute poison going into your body and corroding your organs. And because that's what it really is doing.
Right. You know, people are probably going to think I'm crazy for suggesting this, but I almost think it would be good to almost look at it like AA. In my mind, you know, alcohol is horrible. It can be so destructive. It's definitely poison, but I see soda as not that far below on the scale of health to your body. So I almost and it's just as addictive. And so I almost think if you look at it like Alcoholics Anonymous, to where have a buddy who's also trying to quit. And so you've got your family, they don't want to quit drinking soda. The fridge is filled with your favorite drink all the time, but you just don't want to drink it anymore. When you have those tendencies, call up your buddy. Call up your buddy and be like, hey, you know, I know that sounds crazy, but you know, you and I, Trevor, we're trying to look for real solutions for people to really get on a serious road to health. So I say, do whatever it takes. So if you have to have a buddy who is also trying to be on the right track with health, call them up, say, you know, and same thing for like, you know, sweets, having sweets in the house. You know, I'm having a weak moment. I'm wanting to eat this cake. I'm wanting to drink this Coke so bad, you know. I I don't think that's a bad idea. Food anonymous. There might actually be a food anonymous.
There is, I think there is some, like there are chapters around Food Anonymous, absolutely for sure.
Yeah, I think there are, but
Yeah, yeah,
I
I agree with you.
yeah,
100%. I think the support systems need to be put in place in order for habits to change, right? And like we see this support systems in Alcohol Anonymous and other types of like NA products or NA groups like Narcotics Anonymous. Same thing here. You have to build a support network around yourself so that you can break the habit and start building other habits, but also encourage and motivate and support each other along the way, right? So doing it, yeah, with a friend or a buddy and supporting each other. Now, again, it doesn't help if that person is negative and kind of pushes you down. You guys have to both be on the same level where you can support each other and start pushing yourself up to higher and higher levels, right? Make a game out of it. Make a support system game out of it. Like have fun with it. Saying, okay, if we go 7 days without diet soda, we're going to have a fun day at the shopping mall and we're going to be going to different stores and looking at stuff that we could buy, you know, stuff like that. Like make it fun and enjoyable. Because again, this is all about getting leverage on yourself, right? Your brain is really powerful and will stop you from, you know, changing your habits if you don't condition it correctly, right? So this is really all about conditioning your brain, to accept the fact that you're not a diet soda drinker anymore, and that you can really make that change.
And also to my parents out there, um, you know, you may think, oh, my kids, they love to drink this stuff. They don't want to stop. They want me to keep getting it for them. You are the adult in the room. You have authority. It is your job to take care of your kids. And it is your job, in my opinion, to see that they're healthy and they're putting nutritional things in their body. It is okay to remove the bad stuff from your home and say, we're just not going to have that anymore. It's gone. We're making a new road.
Right.
So
Yeah.
I want to encourage parents to start standing up. It may be uncomfortable at first, because people may come back and not be happy, but it is your job to make sure your kids are living well.
Yeah, 100%. I agree with you for sure. I mean, yeah, as a parent myself, I know how dangerous sugar is to my kids, right? So yeah, you want to make the alternative choices and say, okay, listen, I understand you want Diet Coke, but here's some alternatives that we can look at, right? And that's where I would love to go next, because I do have an example of an alternative, but
Okay, what's the example?
I don't know if you guys have this in the States here. Now I'm going to show you Zevia. Now this is a basically, oh, it's French. Look at, I got the French side here. This is basically ginger root beer. It's flavored. It's 0-calorie soda. Now, the thing with this is that there's no artificial sweeteners. There's no, not like colors. There's no of the chemicals. Basically, it's like, I can read the ingredient list off. It's the only bad. I'll name one bad thing off of it: carbonated water, stevia leaf extract, which is a natural sweetener, natural flavors. And then citric acid is the only thing that's not good if you're looking at like the soda. But basically, this would be the alternative. And there are different flavors. Like, there's Dr. Pepper, there's root beer, there's grape, there's even Coke, believe it or not. Right. And so this is the next level. Like, if you wanted to take the next level, the next step in your, getting rid of Diet Coke, I think this would be a good alternate, a good substitution. Right now, I wouldn't recommend this every day, but maybe like, if you're having sort of like that, I gotta have it type of moment, then you would probably look at this.
All right, we don't have that here.
You don't have Zevia?
And no, we don't have Zevia. And so I guess I'll look and see. I don't even know what we have here that might be an equivalent of that.
I know you probably can order it from the website, but
right.
So we could link in the chat underneath. Maybe I can link the website, and if anybody wants to try to order it in the States, I'm sure you guys can. I don't know if it's in the stores. Like, we have it in the stores everywhere here. Everywhere you go, like Walmart or Shoppers
Okay.
we Superstore up here, we have it. So, but again, in the States, it's different, so it might not be available down there.
Now, what are your thoughts on carbonated water? Because a lot of people just like the fizzy water, and I've heard different things. I've actually heard before that drinking carbonated water can eventually like eat away the enamel on your teeth. I need to research that a little bit more. What are your thoughts on?
No, I've never actually heard that before. That's my first time to hear that. I know with like, those like aspartame and those types of things, those harsh type of chemicals could strip away the enamel. But I haven't heard about carbonated water. My take in carbonated water is great. I mean, you know what? If you're just wanting the carbonation and feeling that fullness from the carbonation, it's completely fine. I mean, I recommend carbonated water to my clients all the time when they're fasting, if they need carbonated water just to feel full, right? Because the carbonation obviously makes you feel full. So that's something that's, in my eyes anyway, is completely fine. I haven't heard anything else besides decent stuff about
I'll have to research that a little bit more. I used to drink a lot of carbonated water until I found the water that I drink now that I love so much. But I do like that fizzy, and some people that's what they like about soda. So I definitely think if you have the choice between drinking soda and carbonated water, drink the carbonated water for sure.
Yeah, 100%. That would be the next best thing for sure. I mean, that would be like, that's really clean. There's nothing obviously in it besides carbonation.
But, you know, when we get down to it, you guys, the best things that you can drink are those that are made in nature. And so water, of course, is, number one. Everyone needs to be drinking water every single day.
Yeah.
Good um good little trick is just take your weight, half that, and then that's what you drink in ounces every day. Half your body weight in ounces every day. So you guys do the math, figure that out, and try to get that in. So water definitely. Teas are good. They're natural for the most part. Always check the ingredients. You do have to watch the caffeine levels in those. Trevor, what are your thoughts on natural drinks?
Well, I mean, I'm with you. Water all the way. Like, 2 liters of water. Most of us need at least 2 liters to 2.5 liters of water, depending on activity level. I think that's the majority of what you should be drinking. I honestly think like anything else is pretty highly processed and sugar added and everything like that. So I think like my clients just drink water, and then I recommend, or I don't recommend, but I say if you do need something extra, then yes, then you can finish off your day with water. Black coffee and black tea, and adding creams and stuff in your coffee, that's great too. Again, not going overboard with the coffee. You don't want to keep it to 2 cups maybe a day kind of thing. There's a lot of caffeine's not bad for us, but the overstimulation of caffeine can be bad for us, right? So if you're ingesting so much caffeine that it's driving your adrenals and like you're going 100 miles a minute, that's not good. Like that's not good for your body. But having a cup or two a day of coffee is great. Nothing wrong with that. I love the teas as well. I used to be a huge green tea drinker. Not so much anymore, but green tea is wonderful. Like black teas are great too as well. So
I
yeah,
have this
those things.
really amazing mushroom tea that I mean mushroom. Well, we've got tea also, but the mushroom coffee is wonderful. So if anybody ever wants to try my mushroom coffee, I love it. It's fantastic, and there are all kind of health benefits to the mushrooms. So, people there. I know a lot. I know my dad. My dad drinks about, I don't know, 8 ounces of just 2% milk every night. I there's so much back and forth about milk. Um, I personally, I personally don't think that's the best to drink a whole great big huge thing of milk. Um,
When I was a kid, I used to drink 4 liters of milk a week. But like I was saying, like I went through some,
Whoa.
it was nuts. But like, listen, milk is actually not great for the body. Loaded with lactose. It's very like highly and lots of sugar in milk. Like in Canada, it's a bit different than the States. I mean, I'm not sure like the regulations on how produce milk is a little bit different in the States. And I've seen like milk like with hormones added to it and stuff. In Canada, I don't think you're actually legally allowed to do that. But milk really stimulates insulin levels, where like will actually harm the body more than actually help the body. So milk doesn't do the body good, right? And that's another
Right.
marketing ploy that was ingrained in our head
Yeah.
for decades and decades. Is drink your milk. Milk does the body good, but if you look back and you actually look at what the milk actually does inside your body, it's not great. So yeah, I would stay away from milk for sure.
It can actually cause a lot of inflammation in your body too.
Yeah.
So, and a lot of people may not even know it, have that lactose, either intolerance or allergy to lactose. So, I'm not a big proponent of the big glass of milk. Now, there are the still natural, kind of the alternatives to milk. Now, we actually have a lot of alternatives. There is the almond milk, oatmeal milk. There is coconut milk. Any other other
I think
milks.
there's like rice milk. I think like there's
Rice milk.
I think
Yeah.
there's oat milk. Like there's so many alternatives coming into the market. But like honestly, I also think just keep it simple, Susan, or keep it simple, Simon. And really, you should just be focusing on the water and then maybe a little bit of like, carby, like a fizzy drink, like the zero calories, zero everything. And that's it. Like really just to be focusing on that. And then, again, it's really tough to get like the really high quality drink that's not loaded with maltodextrin or dextrose or sugars, or it's hard to find that kind of stuff, right? Almond milk, I would say, is probably a cleaner version, and probably all those different alternatives might be clean.
Almond.
Almond
I
milk.
will say I do love my almond milk. I'll do the vanilla with no sugar added. And I mean, really, it's because I was that girl that also, as a child, at every meal, I had my 8 ounces of milk at every meal. And so that became a habit. But I also realized in my 20s that I was highly lactose intolerant. And so I converted over to the almond milk. And so it's still like it's got the color. It even tastes, very similar to regular milk.
Yep.
So it's almost like psychological. I've had my milk, it's like it's almost the equivalent for me. So I
Yeah,
have
absolutely.
a little glass of almond milk
It's
at
the
night.
habit. It's changing the habits, right? You've changed the mindset, right? You've upped your basically your level, saying, or standard, sorry, saying, I'm not a milk drinker. Your identity has changed. You're not a milk drinker. Now you're an almond drinker, and it's the same, and it's not giving you any you're not fighting yourself against it, because your brain has accepted that this is almost pretty much like milk, right? So you've created a habit around it. So yeah,
Yeah.
it's awesome.
Yeah, definitely.
Good. Well, that's fantastic. It's funny because I was going to come on here and talk about sugar and how much sugar is in one can of Coke. I don't know if anybody drinks like a can. Well, I know you did like once in a year, but I was looking at how much sugar there is in one can of Coke, and it's four tablespoons of sugar in one can of Coke. So I wanted to quickly show you guys what 4 tablespoons of sugar looks like. I've got a measuring cup here, and I just wanted to quickly dump 4 tablespoons of sugar in a measuring cup, just to let you guys see how much just in one, right? So like this is one, like that's a lot of sugar to ingest in one can of Coke, right? Like it's, if I can
That is so disgusting. Will you take a picture of that, Trevor? You got to take a picture of that. And
52 ounces of sugar, or about 60 milliliters of sugar. This is in milliliters, so I mean it's not really.
Put that up on the screen again.
You can take a screenshot.
Well, actually, I'm on my laptop. I don't know how to do a screenshot on my laptop.
Here, I'll see if I can do it.
Yeah.
Okay, I got a screenshot. So,
okay.
You know what I mean? It's kind of like a visual representation is really good to see, because sometimes when you see a can of Coke and you're like, well, I mean, it doesn't really mean much, right? But I think if you see a visual representation of how much sugar you're actually ingesting in just one can,
that's a good visual there. Actually,
it's a lot.
Yeah, take a picture of that one too.
We'll have to throw those up on our Facebook pages, but I thought that would be really nice, because listen, so they were drinking a can of Coke every single day. That's times 7. I mean, you're going to fill this up with sugar pretty quickly, right? So
yeah, and you're going to notice it on the scales,
yeah,
for sure. But I think you're also, over time, you're going to really feel it physically. You're on many levels.
Yeah,
your body's going to be working overtime to try to process all that sugar. So
100%. Yeah. So that's good. What's a great show, Kelly. Anything else that you want to add to that, or should we go to the trivia question? And
this is a topic that I feel pretty passionate about, because I feel like it's just, all this health stuff hurts my heart all the time, because it doesn't have to be this way. And these companies, they take advantage of people, and it's all for the almighty dollar. And really, I wish that companies would look out for people a little more, and just do the right thing a little bit more. And so that's what we're here for. We're here to educate people on the other side. And these companies, they won't like us, and I'm okay with that. Um, even though
I have a
Coke
lot
is
of
a
enemies.
Georgia, even if Coke is a Georgia company, I'm okay if Coke ends up hating me. Um, and I can live without my one Coke at the football game if I have
You
to.
know, totally understand. It's that, like I said in the beginning, it's been marketing so strong over the last 50, 60 years. I mean, I think it's, Coke spends probably like over probably 12, 13, 14, 20, $30 million marketing Coke to us. And no wonder we're all addicted. A lot of people are so addicted to Coke, right? Because it's, they've tied emotions into Coke, drink Coke to make you feel good, to make you happy, celebrate with a Coke in the holidays, Christmas time, have a Coke. Like, they've
Your
paired.
life would be amazing,
Right, you're like, it's false. It's really false advertising. If you take a look at really, does it really make your life better when you drink a Coke? Probably not, right? It probably not. But again, it's all marketing, and so that's where we come in, is to help you guys understand that this is really not a great practice, for yourself internally, like your health. So yeah, we want to just help you break those habits and to improve your health one day at a time, one step at a time.
Definitely.
Yep.
Okay, so we have a trivia question for you guys.
Trivia time.
So, trivia question is, what was mine and Trevor's favorite soda as kids? And so,
Somebody guess. Somebody somebody can guess what it is. I don't know. Just put a guess on it in the comments.
if you're watching and you want to guess, go ahead and put that in the comments. So we're gonna tell about the first person who gets it right in the comments. For me, is gonna actually get some soap. So I have this really amazing soap that I use. That might actually be one of the other reasons why my skin is. So I'm gonna send out some of this great soap to whoever gets this in the comments. Trevor, what do you have up this week?
Hey, I'm going to give away a weight loss consultation with myself, which may not sound very exciting, but it is very informative and you're going to learn a lot. I also do a really awesome demonstration with markers, with my blue marker and my green marker. You'll learn a lot about why you actually are struggling to lose body fat. So I'm going to give away a weight loss consultation. Anybody that's wanting to actually understand more about why they can't lose body fat, I'll be able to help them out there.
And I'm here to say I've been a part of Trevor's program for I guess it's 9 weeks now, and I love it. And I love the food. I love how I feel. I don't plan on ever going back, even though there are times every now and then I miss some foods here and there. But then, a few times I've actually eaten those foods and I felt terrible. So I just really learned this. It's just best to just stick to it although I will say it was Cinco de Mayo. Do you guys celebrate Cinco de Mayo in Canada?
No, that was yesterday.
That was yesterday. And you have to have tacos, and you're supposed to have margaritas. I didn't have margarita yesterday. I did not.
Well,
But
that's good.
I did have some tacos yesterday, and they were keto for the most part, except for the corn tortilla.
Yeah.
But
You know what? It's all good. Your body will bounce right back into the fat burning metabolism, and you're going to keep on becoming a biohacker. So, yeah, I mean, the consistency is important, but obviously, life happens, and you're not always going to be able to follow the meal plan right to a T. And that's why there's our bodies have metabolic flexibility where your bodies can bounce from the fat burning to the sugar burning system, and then go right back to your fat burning system. So,
yeah,
your body's very pliable that way.
I will tell you guys, Trevor is very knowledgeable. I think he's got a really great program, and so if you want to really get educated about food and how your body works, he's your guy.
Thank you. I appreciate it. Thank you.
So, okay, our favorite sodas as kids. Mine was, I go back and forth between Cherry Coke and Dr. Pepper. So if you put one or the other in the comments or both, that was definitely my favorite. How about you, Trevor?
Oh God. I mean, I actually liked a lot of different flavors, but I think if I was to choose just one, it would probably have to be Dr. Pepper. It was one of those things, or cream soda. I was like kind of bounced back and forth between the two. But when I was little, I remember going to like sleepovers and like drinking, and this is really bad, but like over the course of a sleepover, drinking like 2 liters of cream soda. Like it was like, it was bad. Like, okay, I know, right? You're like,
Oh,
what?
that's disgusting.
This is when I was like 10, 11, 12. When I was that little, I was overweight. I had addiction to sugar, and I was I wouldn't say like morbidly overweight, but I had an issue with sugar. And one of those things was, going to your friends for a sleepover and like having chips and soda, and like you would just like consume a bag of chips and 2 liters of soda. It was kind of crazy. But anyway.
Did you guys have Sun-Kissed up there? The
Yeah, that
orange
sounds familiar. That's like a
Oh, that one's really good too.
or
Sun-Kissed.
or
I haven't had that in really a long time.
right. That's sort of not a soda, but that's more like like a
It's
juice.
a soda.
Is it soda? Okay.
It's a soda. Sun-Kissed. Yeah, it's very orange.
artificially orange. The other one I was thinking about too is Fresca. Fresca is another one that I thought, it's not as well known.
I thought Fresca was more
Like Fresca was it was a soft drink.
Okay.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah, but I would say
So,
Dr. Pepper or cream soda would be one of my two.
all right. And mine are Cherry Coke and Dr. Pepper. So if you want our prizes, you guys write in the comments, and we love to hear your comments. Please tell us where you're from. If you're watching on the replay, please give us a hashtag replay, and please like and share our show. We're trying to get out the message to everyone to become biohackers for life and optimize your health. What else?
That's right. Absolutely. Yeah. You know what, guys? Just, I'd love it if you just share the show. That's all we ask. We don't ask for monetary fee. It's like basically the only fee
We could.
We could if we wanted to. But like, listen, we don't hammer you guys with ads. Like, we're not like, bombarding you with a lot of different, like, we're not selling you anything. The only thing that we ask is if you click the share button underneath the video and share it to your family or friends and anybody that you think may have some need for this information, right? So
yes, definitely. If you have someone in your family or a friend who is addicted to soda and they can't stop, please send this to them. Please. We need to get off the soda.
That's right. Yep. 100%. Cool. Well, it's been awesome, Kelly. I loved the show today. It was great. It's fun. It's informative. And I think we helped a lot of people today. So
I hope so. All right, you guys. So we're sending you guys off for the weekend. We'll be back next Friday, 2:00 p.m. Eastern time, 12 o'clock Trevor's time, Mountain time. So in between now and then, keep biohacking. Keep trying to max out your health. And if you need any help, you can always contact me. I'm Kelly Anderson at Biohacker Mom, or Trevor at
biohackthefat.com. Yep. You guys have an amazing weekend. Keep biohacking your body fat stores. We'll definitely chat with you guys soon next week.
All right. Have a great weekend, everybody.
Bye, everybody.